Okay, so welcome to the very first video of section 1. Now, I hope you guys are already familiar with whatever is written here because we'll not be talking about this. In this section, we'll be dealing with data types again. But let me tell you that we'll not be talking about what an integer or character is because you guys probably know that. So in this video, I'll be telling you guys some really interesting things which you can do to modify the data types according to your specific requirements, right? So suppose I'm going to take age as input. Now I know that age can never be a negative number, right? So is there a way of telling the compiler that don't expect a negative number here, or the age is always going to be positive? Well, yes, we can do that very easily, and that is what we'll be talking about in this video. So let's get started. As we all know, there are four primitive data types: int, char, float and double. There is void as well, but void cannot be modified, right? These four are the ones which can be modified, and there are four modifiers available with us in C, and those are short, long, signed and unsigned. Now as you can see, all of them are bolded, so which means that all of them are keywords, right? So let me first tell you the overview of what each does, and then we'll be talking about the specifics, which includes the bytes of memory they occupy and the range, right? So let's get started with short. Now what short basically means is that all the default ones, so suppose we say int a. Now this is short by default, right? You need not mention the word short explicitly, but even if you do, that is what short does. All the default values and ranges are short. Next is the long. Now long is basically used to increase the range. Let us take the case of integer. We know that the range of integer is -32767 to +32768. So if we use long int, this range will be extended a lot. I'll tell you the specifics in just a minute. So long is basically used to extend or increase the range of any of these four, right? Next we have signed. Now signed basically means that the number can be a negative or a positive number or zero, whatever, right? It can be any one of these. On the other hand, unsigned specifies that this is going to be a positive number always. So if we write unsigned int a, it basically tells the compiler that int a will never be a negative number, it will always be either 0 or a positive number, right? So that is what unsigned stands for. Now that we have a general idea of what these do, let me actually tell you the very specifics with the help of this image which I have got right here. So as you can see, we have several different classifications here: signed, unsigned, short and long. Everything is included here, even the default ones like float and double. So let's quickly go through this table. The range for signed char is -128 to +127, while the case of unsigned char, which is always positive or 0, so it is 0 to 255, right? So that is what signed and unsigned do. Again, as I said, the default range of short is this, but when you increase it to long integer, the range is increased a lot, right? And even the memory space is increased. Similarly, for long double, the range is this and the size is 10 bytes. Again, we use different formats for different variables. So suppose we are using char, so by default it is C, right? In the case of long int, on the other hand, it is LD. And similarly with long unsigned int, it is LU. So as you can see, again, these are the negative numbers, but when we go to unsigned, all the numbers are positive, so the range basically doubles when we are dealing with unsigned, right? So go through these values, and that's what these four modifiers are used to do. So that's all I've got for you in this one. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one.